I'm always a fan of when one question leads to another. I have a question. What's this I hear about the polar vortex splitting apart? I'm guessing it has a little something to do with this story. So we've talked about sudden stratospheric warming events in the polar vortex on here before, but let's do a refresh. Just like we have our jet stream in the atmosphere that passes kind of over us, there is also a polar jet that circles the poles. This polar jet spins around at the poles, and it spins a lot like a spinning top, and everything's fine as long as everything is spinning. As soon as that polar jet starts to slow down, it starts to wobble. As it wobbles, cool air spills down from the poles through different continents, like North America, through Europe, through Asia. The best similarity I could give is a spinning top. And if you were to spin a spinning top, I wish I had one. I really need to go buy a $2 one on Amazon. When it's spinning really fast and efficient, it's going round and round, it's totally fine. What happens to that top when it starts to slow down? That spinning top is going to wobble, it's going to dance all over the place, and that's exactly what the cold air does. Now, the only thing about this article that was a little misleading is it kind of put the cart before the horse. Because what causes this polar vortex to wobble is a sudden stratospheric warming event, meaning that we get warming up in the stratosphere, and that's what causes that polar vortex to slow down. And there's all different kinds of anomalies you can get there. It can widen, it can split, it can droop down. There's a couple different things that can happen. The result, though, is that cold air makes its way into places that it typically shouldn't be. So we're getting some signals that a sudden stratospheric warming event may happen, which could potentially lead to a polar vortex event. Now, a polar vortex event, for those who were in Texas in February of 2021, are going to go, please God, no. These are those really, really deep colds, those deep freezes. I know it's been cold here in the lower 48. None of the cold shots we've had have been a polar vortex. Maybe it won't even affect North America, though. This polar vortex could come down over Europe, or it could come down over Asia. And this is something that's looking like it's going to be happening sometime during the month of February, maybe mid-February. The Smarty McSmart Smarts who do seasonal forecasting and who are looking at these things on a long term and know how these different systems correlate really well are saying that there are signs that something like this could happen. And this has massive, wide impacts if it's true. But I liken it to looking at like a GFS forecast model 10 days out, where it's like, okay, this is worth watching, but nobody can put their money on anything yet. So stand by. It could possibly come to fruition. And if it does, we'll definitely have some stuff to talk about.